This was a moment in this game, especially in the second half, where this was the epitome of big boy basketball. If you weren't able to play at the highest level of intensity, you stuck out like a sore thumb and you couldn't be on the court. And we talk about the playoffs being reductive, and your strengths are extenuated and your weaknesses are exposed. And in this situation, that was taken to the max. And we saw some guys absolutely step up to the highest level that you'll ever see. Most of those guys were wearing silver and black in this particular case. And the Thunder were playing with less than a full deck. And despite their depth, you felt it. You felt what they didn't have, and you felt what they were missing. And this is going to be, look, I mean, there is no shame whatsoever in this title defense, in my view. The Spurs are a machine. And, I'll go back to midseason when I said, okay, McMahon, reported, listen, the Spurs aren't going to do anything at the deadline. And I was like, wow, okay, I thought they needed one more move, but I guess this is not going to be the year. And I've said this before, this was a transitional moment. You were like, bro, that is not what they believe, and
they believed, and they are in the process of proving themselves right. They got 4 more games to go, 4 more wins to go, I should say. But the Spurs have arrived sooner than anticipated, and they are built to last. They're going to be around as a premier team, as a contender, as a potential dynasty for a while to come here.
Bontemps in a road Game 7. The first Game 7 for just about everybody in this Spurs organization. There's a couple of guys who've been in it. They had 7 players score in double figures. And repeatedly, especially in a, what I don't want to say magical, because magical implies that it was something cosmic. It was just absolute incredible. Fourth quarter, the Spurs shot 61%, 11 of 18 in the fourth quarter. And of the 7 misses, they rebounded 3 of them and got 7 points off of those missed shots. So their efficiency in the fourth quarter of a road Game 7 was at its highest possible level for a team that is so young and so inexperienced. And Victor Wembanyama took 1 shot in the fourth quarter.
Victor wasn't that great.
Yeah,
He was
very good. He was very good.
But he didn't ever since really Game 1. He had a really good game in Game 4. But it's not like he's been doing game. No,
Game
he's
6
been really good.
Game 6 is pretty good too.
Game
By
6
the way,
was good.
saying he had 1 shot wasn't accurate. He had 2 shooting fouls. He only had 1 official shot.
The point is, he wasn't the best player in the game today. The best player in the game wasn't on the Spurs today. But
Correct.
The Spurs as a team played very well. They hit shots in the fourth quarter, especially. They absorbed a lot of runs from Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City, I think, shot itself in the foot on a few different occasions. I mean, we're back in where we were 2 years ago, frankly, with some of the lineup decisions that were made. Like sticking with Lou Dort was a mistake. Just having him in the starting lineup was clearly a mistake. The Spurs got off to a good start basically every game. They were something like plus 40 in the first quarter in this series. That was generally off of one bad start after another, and Lou was very bad the whole series. It's back to the Josh Giddey thing again, just a different form. And look, it's also worth...
Lou Dort is an elite defender. Josh Giddey...
Lou Dort had nowhere to guard in the series and couldn't hit a shot and should not have been on the court nearly as much as he was. It was a giant mistake, and it was obvious to see.
Lou Dort's also a proven championship player. This is not Josh Giddey.
Let's not get stuck in
the Josh Giddey situation
okay.
in that they were wedded to starting him when they should have gone away from him. But and Jalen Williams and AJ Mitchell being out left an enormous burden on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, where he had to handle the ball all the time. and they had no one else to really go to do anything. And he was phenomenal in this game. And I think, showed up in a way that you would expect the two-time MVP to show up. Yeah. But at the end of the day, the others for the Spurs dramatically outplayed the others for the Thunder. All guys who were there, other Jared McCain,
basically all guys. Them not because the Thunder players one Thunder player in particular really struggled, which we'll talk about in a second. But Case and Wallace had a brilliant game.
Wallace was great.
Jalen Williams he had 11 and 10. He was plus 10 in his 25 minutes. He had I thought a brilliant. It was fighting Wemby. So
look, Alex Caruso, who had a phenomenal series and was probably the Thunder's MVP through 6 games, had a bad game, missed a bunch of shots he would have liked to have back in the paint, etc. The Spurs just outplayed these guys and won the game. And look, over the last 6 years, since the bubble and post COVID, in 21 game sevens, including this one, the road team is now 12-9. And that coincides with the dramatic rise in 3-point attempts
17 of 40
over that time. And at the end of they were 17 for 40 from 3. We talked about it all year. The Spurs are a very streaky 3-point shooting team. And if their threes are going in like they did tonight, they're extraordinarily hard to beat if you have your whole complement of players, and the Thunder didn't.
And Julian Champagnie is an absolute torch. When he gets hot, and he made 6 threes a night. Some of those were huge threes.
And the switch to putting him in the starting lineup by Mitch Johnson a couple months ago is the thing that set these guys off.
Julian Champagnie hit 6 threes, plus 16, played 38 minutes. He was huge. Dylan Harper with a couple of very important baskets, including a putback in the fourth quarter.
Keldon Fox was massive in the game.
He had 2 huge threes in the fourth.
Keldon Johnson had, I think he had 3 baskets in the fourth quarter. 2 of them three-pointers.
Two back-to-back threes, and then he had a fast break layup.
One of them was off a offensive rebound where Chet Holmgren just...
We're going to get to that in a little bit here.
He just didn't get it done. Victor Wembanyama goes 7 of 15, has 22.7 rebounds with 1 block.
Yeah, he was
fine. That is an excellent game. He won Western Conference MVP correctly.
Deservedly.
But 7 guys in double figures. Fox had a couple of key.
Fox was massive
baskets.
for them.
Yeah, that's the best Fox has looked, I felt, in the series. I don't know.
For sure.
Fox, and especially for a guy playing on a high ankle sprain, he helped them in this series. And Fox is a guy on a max contract. And when you talk about their big 3, he's not one of the 3. And right now and big picture, this is a lot about the big 3s, right? And for OKC, and again, I'm not going to the Thunder, I think, will win another championship or championships. This is not like the death of the Thunder, right? It's the death of their repeat bid.
It's the start of the next epic rivalry in the NBA.
Correct. But the foundation of the Thunder, their championship and their hope for a dynasty, was their star trio that all got max extensions, and in Shea's case, a super max extension last year. Shea tonight was brilliant. Looked like a back-to-back MVP. Rough series, but you feel great with Shea as the face of your franchise. J-Dub, Jalen Williams, unfortunately, this season was a complete just medical misery bust for him. Just recovering from the wrist, the right hammy during the regular season twice.